Hey guys, welcome to Game Informed Family. This is Game Informed Mom, and today we're going into Final Fantasy XIV for yet another episode of our A Realm Reborn Let's Play. So we had a technical issue in a couple of our recordings, which was not really a technical issue and more of an operator error that was only partially my fault. We're going to blame the PlayStation 4 for this one, because it automatically switches the audio input, which it doesn't do anymore. I fixed that. But yeah, so anyway, technical error, no audio recorded during the episode. So what I'm going to do is now voice over the episode in post, which is going to be very strange, and hopefully it's okay, because it's like 2 or 3 episodes that got buggered up. So cross your fingers with me. Let's hope for the best. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. Alright, so here is Haldroba, our first NPC that we're going to continue our MSQ with. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you most certainly have the time to get that arse of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Who knows? You may just run across Peril's mid everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the navigator hasn't found him first. So, excuse me, we are going to encounter, times where I finish reading faster this time than I did the last time, because I've already read it. I know what it says. So, it's something that I'm gonna have to kind of do my best with, I guess. Also, this is going to be our first, like, heavily cut episode, because when I played through, when I did this, it was all candid. It was all, in the moment. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups now, and you can't recreate that. I'm sorry, you can't. Like, walking here, I told you guys that this is where you fish for the tiny tortoise minion. And, when I said it then, it was natural. It fit in. I'm Fearl's mid. Ye say the foreman's wondering on me whereabouts. I thought he might be. But ye must know, I cannot show my face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I've caused. 2 nights passed. I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay. Just as the foreman asked, the seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs. I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms, and 'twasn't long afore the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Laminson galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the salt strand. I's made every attempt to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with keekern, and I ain't a one with a sword, and now ye see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk, like, about other stuff during my reading of that, so there is gonna be some downtime, some silent moments, and I do apologize for that. We're gonna get through these couple of episodes that I guess I didn't test my audio, and I am diligent about testing my audio, but I guess I thought I did, and I didn't. Or I did, and the PlayStation automatically switched back to the other audio. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter. It happened. It's done. It's over. But so... So yeah, we are gonna heavily cut, because it is not candid anymore. It's not gonna be natural. No matter how hard you try, it's just not. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, I mentioned the tiny tortoise minion that you can fish for. And that, I mean, honestly, that used to be a quick way to make about, between, depending on how the market was, I would say between like 50 and 75k on the Leviathan server. I would come out, collect about 5 or 6 of them, throw 1, 2 up on the retainers, and, you know, just kind of let them sell, throw another couple up there. So here, yet again, I forgot to hotkey hotbar 3, because, you know, I mean, I've only been saying I need to do that for, what, 5 episodes now? Well, 4, I guess. Well, I did say it today, too, because I did it today. But then that Kikirn, well, he attacked me, and he had to die. He could have lived, but, hey, it is what it is, right? And I know that, you know, I mentioned Kikirn. I have no idea how to say that word. So we are gonna, throughout this series, say things wrong. I can tell you now, I'm gonna pronounce stuff wrong. It's gonna happen. I can't help it. I don't know how to say this stuff. These are not words. Like, if you have a name with 10 characters, and only 2 of them are vowels, and one of them is only kind of a vowel because it's a Y, there is something wrong. But on the upside, I did, in the, I think the next episode, I did learn how to say Merlvib's last name. Did not know that. I guess I forgot, I suppose. But so anyway, we are collecting this man's cargo that has been strewn across the Salt Strand. I'm not gonna cut here because it is the quest that we're doing, but any walking, anything like that it's gonna be cut. And like, you know, like I said, I hate to do that because I want for you guys to experience what I experienced. And I feel like I'm taking, oh god, I hit the microphone, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm taking that away, and I don't like doing that. I don't enjoy doing that. I want this series to be something that you can watch if you've never played the game, or if you've played but maybe you story skipped and you want to experience it all now, but you don't want to start a new character because that blows. You know, you've story skipped, you've gotten all your jobs to level, well, now 90. You don't want to start a new toon? Who does that? Well, YouTubers, I guess. But and crazy people. But yeah, so I'm really sorry about these couple of episodes that the audio got messed up. I feel really bad about it. That night, I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags, and it weren't long afore the world round me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the 7 hells, and I woke to find myself washed ashore, and here I's been ever since. Waiting for a chance to salvage me master's cargo. Ah, take your junk, man. The missing parts? I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Could you tell Atbirm that I'll be back at the dry docks by nightfall? Many thanks, adventurer. I will not forget this kindness. Alright, so at this point we are walking. We're gonna go back, and this is a super short walk, so I'm just gonna chat to you guys, I guess. Yeah, I was kind of looking at this point to see what I could sell on my retainer, but then I realized I don't have access to the retainers yet. So, yeah. Can't sell anything on the retainers, and then we run into a fate, which is another reason I did not just skip to the NPC, because I knew it was gonna happen. So normally, I wouldn't join in on this fate, but I mean, it's like literally right here where I thought the NPC was that I needed to talk to. Turns out it's not. But we're gonna go ahead and finish the fate, and then I will skip ahead to the NPC that we actually need to talk to. So, I know that at this point in the fate I was complaining because Arcanist just feels... it feels bad without the carbuncle attacking and like doing stuff. But we got 855 experience for that fate, so that's not bad for just a couple of minutes of work. And now we are going to cut, and I will bring you back in when we get where we're going. And here is Atbirm. I am relieved to hear both Fursmild and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent to dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the trouble the ships encountered off Candlekeep Quay was less of a natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Alright, finishing that up, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up the next one. Eventually. Do angry pirates dream? Probably. Vanilla. While I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to the Naldic and Vimelis. I still do not like you, but that does not mean I do not trust you. Wow. Gimthoda, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Limsa Lominsa endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they might line their pockets with a few handfuls of coin. Just the thought of it sickens me. Alright, off to Gimthoda. Again, it's a really short walk, so I'm just going to chatter at you again. But what were we talking about? See, now I forgot what I was talking about because we had to stop and read. I know that in the video I was talking about words being hard because I had a hard time reading this text. I don't know what happened on that one. Gimthoda really threw me. Or just her name, not her text, but the last guy's text. It threw me for a loop. It's a shame that, you won't hear it. Ah, yes. I had a feeling you would be the one Atbirm sent. Since you first arrived at Morby Dry Docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. The man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well then. I assume Atbirm informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates we believe are conspiring to raid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Sanago, stationed at the rear gate, can provide you with an exact location of the camp. Sanago. I have no idea. Sanango. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so we're going with Sanango. Why? Why do they name these characters like this. I can't stand it. But we will be out of Limsa, and it will not be as bad. There's still going to be weird names, but it won't be quite this bad. Ah, Sanongo. Hello. Vanilla. Haha, I knew it. No more sardines for Sanongo. Tonight I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going with some of the other guards on who Atmirm would recommend for the job. My money was on you. Ah, the job. Yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it's a holy place dedicated to Nemea, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there were aware of that, though. Yeah, it's hard to read at that pace. Alright, we will skip to that point. And the disreputable pirate. I'm giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your venturing arse back down to whatever rock it is ye crawled out from under. You see, I'se add up to me ears with your type, roaming the hills like they was yours to roam. It's getting to be that a man cannot enjoy a mug of rum without some shite-breath outlander running up asking which way is the local leave mate. 7 L's if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit. All's balls. Once we have me boy back, I'm putting this God's forsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me, ain't no one'll remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags, we've knives to sharpen. Okay. So we are going back. I will bring you back. Oh, Fat Chocobo! Bye, Fat Chocobo. So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be that their target never was the Victory? Something is not right, and I won't sit by idly waiting for those pirates to make their first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Vanilla. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. And there we go. So we are going to go ahead and take the grimoire. And you know what? I tell you what, if it could go wrong while recording these couple of episodes, it is going wrong. I was trying to dig back behind me for my cord for my controller. Hopefully I didn't hit my shirt with my microphone. I don't know. But yeah, if it could go wrong this episode, it has gone wrong. Alright, Victory in Peril. So we're on level 14 quest, so we're getting there. I am concerned, Vanilla. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. The ship is the symbol of everything Limsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question Erstwurst at the front gate or Sanongo at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. Yeah, I tell you, man, this episode has been fraught with peril. Hail, adventurer. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthoda's desk, gathering dust if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Speaking of reports, though, I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near Empty Heart. I'd take a closer look before he has a chance to cover his tracks. Bah, spotted me, did ye? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. Alright, so that's all from him. Now we just need to go back down, so we'll do that. Okay, so now we have one of our, like, solo instances that we have to complete. And so, you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer to ask for aid. But what could these knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening. Captain, trouble at the shipyard. Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates, out of nowhere. Stuck me good. Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates... Soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Explosives? There's no time to lose. Vanilla, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to the man's wounds, then follow after. Make haste now. I would just like to point out, I am adorable, okay? Vanilla Sorbet is absolutely adorable, plain as he may be, because vanilla is so boring and plain. But, so I get lost here. It doesn't tell you where to go, and it said the shipyard, so I thought, you know, the dock. That's totally not the shipyard, but, you know, hey, I'm not a seaman, okay? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't in the Navy. I mean, I don't know what a shipyard is, but I found it. And so here, so I have a really bad habit. I don't know if I did it really bad here. Yeah, I did. So I push the button, like, repeatedly, instead of waiting until, see right there, until it's time to push the button. I just jam the button, just... instead of waiting. I know it's something that I need to stop. I need to not do that. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, I guess, other than your mouse. I mean, if you get 50,000 clicks and 20,000 of them were nothing and pointless, then I guess it matters. It doesn't matter, I mean, honestly. Just buy a new mouse. But, I don't know, so it's a thing. I do it a lot. And my apologies if it is irritating, or if you don't like people who do that, you healing bastard. But, yeah, it's... I know I do it, I know I need to stop, but... And that is a name right there. At Zapfin. Man, I tell you what, these names. Gah ha ha ha! Never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Duh! What are you doing? You great bloody fool! Shut your trap, boy. This'll all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye, and that's what makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous, backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright and building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limion's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous shites? You're the one with no bloody sense, da. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over. Ah, I wondered why Atbrim never spoke of his father. I never would have thought. This ship's a symbol, all right, of everything that went wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces. Gimthoda, Vanilla, pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug, and make sure no harm comes to the Victory. There I am pulling out my book again. Man, that book. It's like, oh, something is wrong. Let me pull out my book. With my little 2.5-foot self. Just let me pull out my book. It's fine. I've got this, guys. My book. I swear, it just... You know, it's one thing, like, when it's a bow, or a sword, or even an axe, or, you know, a spear, but I've got a book. A book! It's kind of like when the conjurer pulls out her stick, or his stick, whatever. But yeah, you just pull out a stick. Like, what am I gonna do with a stick? What am I gonna beat you to death with a stick? It's crazy. But, I don't know, it kind of, for me anyway, it kind of like pulls the immersion back a little bit, because like when it's a bow, like on my, because I main bard, so on my archer or my bard, you know, you pull out that bow and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to fight, and that's, I wouldn't say immersive, but at least it makes sense. But on this one, first off, I'm 2.5 feet tall. And then I pull out a book. Not a big cool sword or an axe or a spear. No. A book. And an ugly book too. It's not shiny, it's not nothing, it's just an ugly book. So I don't know, it's just random ramblings of falafel. You know, it goes back to the... It was candid the first time. It's just not now. And it feels weird and... I mean, I gotta be honest, I do not like the way that this episode has had to play out. And actually the next episode or two, hopefully it's just one, but I think it's two. I am really, really disappointed in myself for not catching it. And I assure you it will not happen again. Alright, so we have defeated the enemies. Oh, da. I must be getting old, letting some green venture get the best of me. Da. That's one bloody ship. One big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. You made that, did you? And we'll talk to him again. My thanks, Vanilla. I shudder to think what may have become of the Victory without your intervention. The pirates have made a right mess of things. I'd best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Grimthoda. Alright, so it's just a short walk over to Grimthota, so we're just gonna go ahead and walk. We're not gonna bother with a cut here, because it's gonna be like a 5-second cut, so really. But yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how disappointed I am in myself. I really can't. But I assure you, after today's recordings, it will not ever happen again. I promise. Now here I stopped Mimidoa. That is an easy name. Look, Hunter Scholar. That is an easy name. But no, we get Grimthota. And whatever the other guy's name is. How fare you, Vanilla? I can't begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Limsa Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regimen will require much in the way of improvement if we are to truly keep the dry docks safe. Atmirm apologizes. Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's actions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But in time, I believe, he will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the by, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have the time to spare, I would ask you of another favor. Alright, and that is where we are going to go ahead and end this episode. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button because it really helps out the channel. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you know when we post new videos. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. We very much appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next video.